Okay, practice problem 1.9, millimeters, grams, and seconds, medium. Okay, we'll go with that. The part's origin located as indicated, which is, I'm not seeing it. Well, I'm going to assume it's at the center of something, so it's not as indicated. All right, so unless we are doing that center of mass, the origin isn't that critical. Volume and mass are going to return regardless. Part is symmetric, pretty much across the right plane and the front plane. Top plane, not so much. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put the origin at the bottom of this just to kind of help out. Let's see, what do we have for dimensions? 30 down, 25, 22, and overall height. 25 at the top. So I would either put it on this surface for convenience or at the bottom. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put it at that surface. That'd be all right. All sketches are fully defined. Lines, centers, circles, extruded boss, corner bosses, and cutouts are the same. So once we define that geometry, this is the same as this. So they would have you could interlock them. All right, so based on their isometric views, we will be starting the sketch in the top plane. All right, so millimeters, top plane. I do want to go back to my center rectangle. I'm fine with corners, and we'll generate the geometry. So basically, again, I'm looking for that coincidence, concentric for the origin. And you're going to do that enough that when it becomes that automatic, then really the goal is to apply some portion of your sketch to the origin because that is going to be the basis of getting it fully defined. All right, so I pick a midpoint. I go ahead and hit escape and get out of the midpoint, and then we're going to go 175 across by 100 depth. All right, let's try 100 this time. And that looks pretty good. All right, so if I start doing math, let's go ahead and put in the corners too. So this would have been a really good place to use the midpoints. And since I didn't do that, let's go ahead and see what we have on the undo. All right, so center dimensions, center rectangle. Okay, we can undo back to the beginning and just say I'm going to try again. So center rectangle, let's go to midpoints because I want to use those center lines from the midpoints to perform the mirror. All right, so coincident to the origin, we drag it out and we go 175 by 100, and then we're going to pick. Now I don't want to do a second rectangle because there will be duplicate geometry and it doesn't necessarily confuse things, but if it can confuse things, it probably will. So that being the case, I would rather draw those in, and then I can select, control select, control select. Whew, that's a lot of control selecting. And we tell it to mirror. Now, on the selections, I don't think I've done this yet. So on the selections, I'm going to window pick. We haven't really needed a lot of window pick yet. So if I go from left to right, it grabs everything inside of the window, and right to left, everything crossing the window. So I got a couple of things in there that I don't need. So my left to right is going to be the better selection, although I don't really need that. And then I'm going to hold down, well, let's just go into the mirror entity so we can see what it picked. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to mirror about the horizontal. All right, so that was why the midpoint was, for the rectangles, was the better choice. All right, so we're also going to get to see a contour as opposed to just picking the regions. So I need a blind condition. Do I want to do that as an offset? Well, yeah, I guess so. All right, so 25. All right, I don't know where that came from. I just hit all of the keys. 25 millimeters. But instead of picking individual regions, if I hover over the perimeter, I'm going to get that entire region. So let's go ahead and reverse the direction. And actually, do I need, yeah, we can go ahead with that. We had 25 and it goes 30 from there. So let's go ahead and accept that. We're going to extrude from the sketch. And so in this case, I can do, we have the 25 for the upper. So I can pick the 4 regions, and that is okay. We're going to highlight the sketch one more time. And I am going to go extrude boss base for that interior region, but this is where it gets tricky. So there's a couple ways that we could do this. If I don't, let's do it by doing math first. All right, so since I'm on this face, I have 25 plus 30 is going to give me 55. All right, keep in mind if the math, the numbers are kind of weird, 25 plus 30 also will return the value of 55, and then we'll reverse the direction. Okay, and that will give us a desired result. All right, if I don't want to put in, and there are times where I would want to offset this and utilize the existing surface, I'm going to tell it the 30 millimeters, which is only going to produce a sliver, but we don't use the from and to that often, but I want to pick a surface, face, or plane to start from and do the shift. So this is optional. If you do the 55, that's fine, and that will give you your geometry. All right, so the volume on this one, let's go ahead and save first, P1-9, and save. And we're going to go to the evaluate and the mass properties, and they gave us 944,900, and we got 944,900. All right, so as an example, if we'd stayed with the 55, I'm pretty sure that we would have got the exact same thing. All right, so there's lots of different ways to achieve the same end. Being aware that these tools exist is my goal. You don't have to know all of them at this point, but you should start to make those connections and realize that you have them in your toolbox to utilize.